How y'all doing today? Just wanted to come on and say hello and talk about this great shift that has happened. It was about 2012, 2013, I started hearing some very prophetic people talking about a shift. And they said things that rang truth to my spirit. And it has happened. There has been a great shift of power in the world and in this nation. And it is going to change everything for generations to come. Right now, it's just getting started. It's been going on about a year now, and it's at its foundational parts, but it's going to make a difference for good in this world. God is behind it. He moved in and through us to stand up and to say enough's enough. The corruption within the powers that be were so prideful and arrogant and blatant and brazen that they were out and in your face, and the corruption was terrible. It was to the point people were saying, "What's going on? Enough is enough." Well, it's happened. Now, we're just getting into the beginning of this great shift and of this change. So y'all be patient and bear with what is going on, because God is in it. You know, I hear Christians say that America is Babylon. No, it's not. That's a blanket statement, and you cover a lot of people when you say that. You need to understand that America is a nation, and there's Babylonians in it. Who's a Babylonian? A New World Order, globalist, liberal, an unbeliever that think they're God. They think they're smarter than everybody else. They're narcissists. They think they know what's right and good, and they don't. They're in sin, unbelief, and that leads to death. And everything around them is death and destruction. So we now have gotten them out of office, and we're getting them out of office. And it's time to pay the piper. You know what I mean? God's not mocked. A man shall reap what he sows, which means that all of the corruption that they have done and been doing is coming back on them, and they shall reap corruption. You know, it's pretty bad in America. I've known for, gosh, the last 2-3 decades, every time an election come up, the only people you have to vote for is the lesser of two evils. Well, that's not good. When you have two corrupt people to vote for and you just have to pick the less corrupt one, come on now. Well, people have woke up. You know, our leaders don't live by a different set of laws than we do. That's not right. We are all one people, equal, freedom from God and liberty, and all people live by the same law and set of standards laid out by our founding fathers. Our laws in this nation are biblical, and they come from the Bible. Now, God writes those laws in our heart, and we live by these because Jesus is Lord. He is King. He is King over us personally and individually as a believer. And what the world doesn't know is He's Lord and King over the whole world. They just don't know it. And if they don't know it and don't accept it, they're rebelling against it and rebelling against God. And they ain't going to stand too long. Well, guys, the shift happened. See it and move into it, because it's good. And there's a foundation being laid right now that'll last for generations, for your kids, your grandkids, and their kids and their grandkids. And it's good. Y'all take care. God bless.